Not procrastinating. I'd say that's the most important lesson I learned. Hi, I'm Justin. I'm a fourth year industrial design student, and today I'm sharing my student secrets. Why did you choose to study industrial design engineering, and what are your career aspirations? Well, I chose it because that was the study that interested me the most in The Hague, because that's where I study. And as for career aspirations, well, since I'm an athlete, I really like sports, so I'd love to work in the sports industry and design sport equipments to help athletes stay fit and prevent injuries. What software and tools do you use in your design work? Okay, so I use Fusion 360, that's CAD modeling software, but you also have SolidWorks, which my school also offers, but I just use Fusion 360 because I think that's easier to use. It's just my personal preference. Can you describe your typical study setup or environment? Well, that would be my desk. Usually I have like a pencil case with my sketching utensils and my laptop. That's pretty much it. That's how it looks like. It's nothing too fancy. Oh, and a notebook. That's very important because you need to obviously sketch your ideas, write notes, and all of that. How do you balance creative freedom with meeting strict requirements of your projects and assignments? Well, we also are taught methods to help us be creative. So we use, for example, brainstorming, which is a classic method of being creative, but there are also multiple ways we use just various methods, and then we apply them and try to be as creative as possible, because as designers you want to be creative.
How do you manage that to not go off board with creativity?
Well, we always have a list of requirements, and we separate them into soft and hard. And the hard ones have to be in the design, and the soft ones, ideally, they are in the design. So that's kind of how we balance it. So the creative part would mostly be in the soft requirements, and then the hard requirements is just what your client really wants. So that's kind of how we balance it, by separating the two types of requirements. What is one piece of advice you wish you had received before starting your first major project? That's a good one. I'd say that planning the work and scheduling is the most important, because if you don't plan when you do something, you kind of procrastinate and then you don't get stuff done. So definitely planning and just doing the work as a group and just scheduling as well. How did your perception of industrial design engineering change from when you started to now? Well, at the start, I thought that we were going to get a lot of classes, because my first semester was just classes every single day. But after that first semester, it was only classes twice a week to maybe 3 times a week. So I was kind of surprised of how little classes we had. And it was a lot of self-work, a lot of just independent study time work. So definitely, if someone told me that you'd have to plan your own time, I'll definitely had a better idea of what I would expect from my study. What is the biggest lesson you've learned so far during your studies? Not procrastinating. I'd say that's the most important lesson I learned. Just planning. Planning when you do something and actually committing to that plan and doing it. Because, we get taught a lot of methods, a lot of ways to do something, but if you don't actually go ahead and do it, since we're designers, so it's all up to you, you don't get stuff done. So definitely ways to just actually do your work and plan it and stay accountable.
Like, how do you make sure that you actually stick with the plan you make?
We always work in a team, so just keeping each other accountable, and maybe having consequences if you don't do your work. What do you think is the most important skill for industrial design engineer? I'd say thinking outside the box, because at the end of the day, we're designers, and there are a lot of designs already in the world. So if you can come up with a new intelligent or new creative solution to a problem, that's definitely the best thing you can have. So if you can think outside the box and learn the adequate skills, you'll be a very good designer. What advice would you give to your younger self at the start of your studies? Definitely to put more time and effort into sketching and improving that part, as well as CAD modeling. And like I said before, just planning, because procrastination really is your worst enemy as a designer, because you work with projects and exams. So definitely that. Thank you for being here with me today. If you'd like to hear from other students, subscribe.